Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about POML, Prompt Orchestration Markup Language. So this was recently introduced by Microsoft, and this is a kind of total game changer for developer working with the LLM. And in this video I will cover why it is, why it matters, and how we can set up this in VS Code, and how we can build a POML scripts, and then how we can integrate with the Python and OpenAI, right? So there are a lot of hands-on things I will show as part of this video. So let's talk about POML, right? So think of POML as a markup language like HTML. When you write a LLM prompts, they are often long and messy strings packed with the roles, tasks, and instructions and examples, and they get even messier when you add the dynamic element and data references. So those kind of things actually the POML addresses, right? But essentially, so if you see here, these are the key feature of the POML. So essentially, it provide a semantic tag like roles, task, and example to make a prompt readable and maintainable. And then it also support comprehensive data handling, right? So essentially, with that actually we can embed the table images in this structure, so prompt remain structured no matter how complex those prompts are, right? Next, coming to separating decoupling of the styling. So essentially, with this actually it separate a formatting from the logic, like CSS separates styling from the HTML. That means you can change how the output looks without breaking the prompt behavior. Now it also has a built-in template. Uh, so with that actually we can use the variables, loop, condition to generate a dynamic prompt at scale, right? And Microsoft didn't stop there. They also have a IDE, VS Code IDE extension. So essentially this help for syntax highlighting and autocomplete and over the document real time previews, right? Those kind of stuff. And next is actually it also provide a SDK for the Node.js and then Python for so it fits right into the existing workflow. So so think this extension like a view layer separation in software, so you can refactor, test variation, and keep prompt consistent across the multiple agent without creating the unmanageable text file. So PML is a currently it's a open source under the MIT, and it is available on this GitHub. You can go and check the all the documentation. So it has a lot of documentation here, and essentially with AI workflow, like it's evolving so fast, and this could become a like kind of backbone for the production grade prompt engineering. So now let me go ahead and show you how we can set up this extension for this POML. Okay, so you can go to this Visual Studio Code page, where actually you can go ahead and download the extension for POML. So there are many ways to you can do it. You can just go to marketplace and download it, or you can also use this nightly build option, right? So let me go ahead and show you the how this looks in VS Code, right? I have already downloaded. If I go here in my extension, so if you see here, this I already downloaded, right? So once you download, actually you need to do few things. You have to set up the connections for the LLM model. So you can go to settings, and there actually you have to set up the API key and the model name and all those things, and which I already have set up here. Now let me show you how we can build a script for POML, okay, and how the script will look like. And I already built this one of the scripts, one sample script, very simple script. So essentially this is the structure of POML, right? So the way we were defining like the prompt, now we are defining this through the markup, right? So these are the different markups. And essentially if you see here, this like HTML, right? It start with the POML, right? So that is the first tag we have to define, and under that actually we can define a different text depending on the what we want to achieve. So in this example, if you see, I have defined the role, and in this actually I have defined this role as a like a patient teacher explaining the concept to 10-year old. So essentially this role or persona will go to LLM model, right? And then we can also define the task, right? So here I have defined this task here, and then um, since I want to provide some kind of context to the model, and then so for that actually I have included this image, right? So we can include image, table, files, right? But for this example I have included this image which will go as a context to this when we make a call to model, right? And I also have defined the output format, like how my output will look like, right? So I want to limit this response to the under 100 words, so that's I have defined. And then I also defined like, okay, in the start say, hey there future scientists, right? So this kind of stuff I have defined, right? So now let me show you how we can preview, right? How we can test this POML script, right? So if you see here, in the right hand side there is a we can see the preview, right? So these extensions support a capability where we can see the preview, and let me show you how we can go here. So if you click on this icon, it will show you the preview of this script, right? So where we can make the change in the left hand side and see how it's show here, right? So there are different options here, right? So let me first start with the display. So we can see the display, like how it will render, how many token it will consume, right? And then we can also see this as a plain text. This will show like in the plain text. And then for the debugging mode we can see this as a intermediary kind of things which internally it built, right? So this will show something like this. We can also see this in preview like a context and style sheet, and then we can add a context here, we can add a style here, right? So a lot of things we can do with this preview, right? So now let me run this, right? Let me see when I use this prompt with this POML, how it will behave, right? So we can run this also, right? So to run this, let me just click here, run. So it ran, right? So essentially what it did actually, since I have configured the OpenAI model, so what it did actually, so this markup language, right, whatever we have defined here, it converted into the OpenAI understandable format, and then it sent to OpenAI, and then it received this output, right? So if you see here, in the output I have defined some limitation, right? Like start with the hey there futuristic future scientist, right? So you can see that is in the output, right? And then what it did actually, I have defined the task like explain the concept of photosynthesis using the provided image as a reference. So it provided the explain the concept based on this image, right? And yeah, so this is how we can test this using this POML extension. Now let me go ahead and show you how we can integrate this in the Python, right? And then how we can use using this OpenAI in the Python, right? So I have created a script here. So essentially this script is pretty straightforward. So essentially what I am doing here is I am first importing the POML library, and let before I go there, let me show you what are the libraries we have to import. So we need OpenAI, and then we need a LangChain. So I have also creating a integration with LangChain. So I imported this download install this library. Then for the environment variable we need Python environment library, and then essentially this will download the POML related latest library. So that's how I have defined all the libraries. So now let me go back to the my OpenAI integration script. So essentially these are the uh, things where I'm loading the all the libraries, and then I'm getting the Open API key which I have defined this in environment variable, and this is the important part, right? So where I'm processing the POML file and converting into the structured message, right? Because OpenAI has a specific format, right? It need a system prompt, it need a user prompt kind of stuff, right? So what I'm doing, I'm using this function, and then I'm providing the path of my this POML file, and then so this method support lot of things, but essentially these are the kind of optional, so I'm not passing any context because I have defined the context styling in the POML file itself, right? One important thing here is when you are using this for the OpenAI, you need to define the format OpenAI underscore chat, right? Otherwise it will return the format in a different format which will not work with the OpenAI, right? You need to ensure you are always passing the format as a OpenAI underscore chat. And then actually I'm using the OpenAI chat completion API, and here I'm using this GPT-4 model, and then in the messages I'm just passing this prompt, right? And my all the prompt information is coming from this POML file, right? And that has everything like a system prompt, task, and then context, then how I want as a output format, right? Everything is coming, right? And then essentially I'm just displaying the output, right? So now let me go ahead and run this. Okay, so this will start now. So looks like it is running. Okay, so if you see here, now we receive the same response here, right? Whatever we saw in the POML extension, we received the same similar kind of output here, right? So essentially this is the way we can add this POML file script into the Python and with OpenAI script, right? So essentially this brings to the end of this video. And if you found this useful, like and subscribe and hit the bell, and comment if you want advanced POML workflow in next video. Thank you for watching.